Welcome to this awesome new Triggre Weekend Masterclass. And this episode is going to be the first of 5 in the series regarding the Berry backoffice template. And in this first episode, we are going to extend our application. Berry backoffice, you can use it to register expenses and to register hours. And today, when you register your hours, we are going to add a review option for the supervisor. And when the supervisor declines your hour registration, you will be notified about that via email. So let me show you first in the application how this works, and after that I'm going to show you the specifics in the designer. So we have an employee, and that employee has my hour registrations, and they can add hours. They can link it to a project and, for instance, change the date and the start and end time. Add hours. Now the manager needs to review those hours and mark them as approved or declined, which we can see over here. So we can click review, and we can select a new status, approved or declined. And if we enter declined, we need to also add a reason. If I would click save right now, you would get an error message. There you go, please enter a reason to decline. However, when you're approving, you need to leave this field empty. So if I click approved and I click save, when I leave it empty, the hour registration is approved. So let's go to the designer and check out what I've created over there. So let me show you 2 things. At the user flow, we have the review of hour registrations. What we have here is when the manager clicks on review, we show a page with 2 statuses. And actually, those statuses are the actual status of the hour registration, but you only saw 2 in the actual application, while technically the hour registration has many more statuses. Now you can see that over here we have the hour registration status, but I can select or configure it in a way that I show only certain items in this specific user flow or on this specific page. So I can select any item or only certain items, and then I can select which items that person should be able to select. So in this case, it's only approved and declined, not new, in review, or cancelled. That helps me create an easy way of creating the logic regarding this functionality. I also added that specific validation rule for the reason to decline. And you can set that up at the end of this wizard. So let me show you quickly how that works. The reason why I need to use a validation rule is that I cannot use the required option, which is default in the Triggre platform. Because if I do, you also need to enter that field when you approve the hour registration, and you don't need to provide a reason to approve the hour registration. You only want to have a reason when it's declined. So this specific form field can't be required. But I can make it like soft required using a validation rule. So what I state is when the status is approved, the reason to decline must be empty, or when the status is declined, the reason to decline is not empty. So and if it fits one of these 2 inputs, as you can see, the rule will be accepted. If it's not, I need to provide a piece of text to show as an error, so that people know what to do or why it's declined. So that's in regards to the review. What I also do here is I added a decision based on the review status. And in that decision, I only select the status itself, which was filled out on this page. When it's approved, we go to the hour registration reviewed page. And in any other case, we go to the declined hour registration email. So typically you use a lot of decisions in flow parts, but as you can see, you can use decisions in user flows as well. to define how the process will proceed within the user flow itself. So we only want to send an email when an hour registration is declined. So that's what we do here. If it's approved, we skip that step. Our registration mail is, well, just as you might expect. Regarding this email, what you see here is that we use the concept of an environment. So I've created application settings, which is only one line, one record, with a pick list, with lab or main as a pick list. And you can also enter a default to, a default from, a default BCC, a prefix for the subject, etc. And the reason why we do that is that when you use this functionality on the lab environment, you don't necessarily want to send emails to, well, in this case, colleagues. You just want to receive the emails yourself. However, on the main environment, you do want them to be sent to your colleagues. The email remains the same. However, the person who receives it is different. So what you do then is I always define the specific main environment because in case you forgot to create the application settings, it will always send the emails to you. So only if you set it up correctly on main, it will apply those settings. And what do I do here? Well, the to person will be the email who registered the emails if you use it on main. And if I would use it in any other environment, I'm going to use the application email, which is a specific property I created for that. So it's very easy to create logic which can be applied both on lab and on main, which will keep most of the logic exactly the same, and you don't need to change it when you go from lab to main. It's very important. And I would advise to use this kind of logic for any email that you send out, because, well, else you'll probably once in your life run into the issue where you accidentally send emails to all of your colleagues while you were testing, which wasn't something that you actually wanted. So I strongly suggest that you use it like this. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first video about Barrier Backoffice and how you can modify it. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.